Hello everyone, I'm Extra Cheesy 87 and this is Let's Play Edgeworth. Are you ready, Edgeworth, for what could be the finale of your game? Or at the very least it's the penultimate episode. If the game doesn't end in the next hour, or so, the next video it will be, if it has to be on like 45 hours long, the next video is the finale. I'll tell you that. If this one isn't the finale, this is no game, this is war. Damn true, partner. I killed Mr. Cochin in this theater using a knife that was stuck in my bouquet. I left that bouquet in the theater. Anyone could have taken the knife from there. Besides, Mr. Cochin's body was discovered in Babylon, right? No way for me to have transported his body from the theater to Babylon. Don't you think you've had enough fun with me? You've already stolen my ambassadorship from me. You had me surrender too? You got no plans to ever return to this country, isn't that right? You know that a bunch of your subordinates are seeking asylum because of you? As if I care. Hey, Mr. Prosecutor, put this guy at the embassy and we can finally end everything. I know, and I will give it my all to see that he leaves in handcuffs. Without the title of ambassador, he is just another witness. Yes, just another witness. Kay's gonna beat up the old man. She's about to box. What are you waiting for? Let's get this guy. And get him good. I wonder if they understand that all I can do is present evidence of the testimony. I mean, frankly, there wasn't really anything to work with there. The only thing we really have is the cart went from the theater, but that's to Alabas, not Babylon. So... And we have, like, some ideas of that, like, somehow it had to do with get the body in the rose garden and then use the fountain to transport it, but like we don't have any actual evidence to support that idea of how it's supposed to work.
Hold it.
That's right. As I explained earlier, the commemorative photo shows that you had a knife on your personage. You have no proof the bouquet was prepared by me, isn't that right? Excuse me? The fact that there was a knife in the bouquet was something I wasn't aware of. Damn, what a pathetic excuse. The weapon that was used is one of your national treasures. Ain't exactly something anyone other than you could touch, let alone take. If I'm the only one who could take it, why does the prosecutor have it in his hands right now? It's not the fucking sword in the stone. Anyone can pick it up. I allowed some of my trusted subordinates to handle them. I could have been my secretary. You ain't even bigger slime ball than I thought. You would push the guilt of Mr. Cochin's murder onto one of your subordinates? In any case, the fact that the knife was in the bouquet means nothing.
Hold it.
You still wish to deny your actions? And you still wish to deny reality and accuse me of murder? I'm not in denial. You're in denial. Even though he's not an ambassador anymore, he's still got a real bad attitude. I believe it's because he's no longer an ambassador that he can let himself speak freely. Well, he's not holding anything back, then neither should I. Wait, for the sake of the case, please refrain from what you're about to do. With a Yatagrasu punch and a Yatagrasu kick. Quite the pair of frightening women you are, but I digress.
Hold it.
Even if he was found in Babylon, he was killed somewhere else. Stop bluffing, because you can't prove what you're claiming. If this were a court-martial in my country, you'd have already been removed from the room. You taunting us on purpose? Because I'd be happy to show you my claws. Agent Long, please keep your pants on. Allow me to fight him in my way, with evidence. I was just joking. Not so easily ruffled by the likes of him. Too bad. Oh, I'm no longer an ambassador. It still could have been an international incident. I could have been in a viral video. Old man beats up punk cop. If you have the will to threaten us with that mouth of yours, then perhaps you can use it to return to the testimony? Very well. To be fair, you should watch what you say as well.
Hold it.
Is that really so? You could have easily blackmailed your subordinates to be quiet and then move the body. That's quite an insult to me and my subordinates. I'm afraid we can't have that. It's difficult to enter my embassy as the guards always conduct a thorough check. If someone so much as makes an unnatural movement, it would arouse their suspicions. Kind of think of it, there wasn't anything unnatural about her in the footage. Wait. Let me think about that for a second. Mr. Alba said the guard would become suspicious if someone acted unnaturally. But then by the same token, the guard would not become suspicious if someone were to act naturally. Yeah? If we retrace Mr. Alba's movements, we should find some hint to solving this case. Well, right at the Steel Samurai show, he went back to Alabast, right? And there he started preparing for a speech in the Alabahastian Embassy. It does sound like it wasn't possible to have gone to the Babli's embassy. He couldn't have gone to Babala, but the body didn't remain at the theater either. Is it possible the body was temporarily taken to a different location first? Okay. I mean, is that just telling me to YOLO it? Because this shouldn't work. Because, like, even though, yes, we know the body's probably in there, like, it seems very easy to be like, nah, man, that's stupid. It could be anything in there. You have no clue.
Objection.
But alright, at least in that one, it felt like it kind of gave you the extra... Because, I mean, that was the first thing I thought of, but I'm like, I don't know, it seems like a huge leap. But at least it kind of gave you enough of a, like, we're probably going to back you up on this one. Actually, I do believe there was a way to transport the body out of the theater. Perhaps you should give this a look. What's that supposed to be? It's footage from a security camera that captured the state of the immigration area. Should I congratulate you on getting your hands on it? Just letting you know that we're not the only ones watching your every move. Thank you for the warning. Now if you can take a good look at this section here. There's a lump here inside the pushcart. Do you know what's causing it? Should I? Because I don't. Could be some hot dogs for all I know. In that case, allow me to enlighten you. This is the cause of the unnatural lump? Well, okay, so, I mean, I honestly think it's just the hot dogs, but do I just present his body? Because, like, I don't know if I say hot dogs, which is what we know is under there. But that seems like that kind of blows up our spot if I say it's hot dogs. So, like, I don't know.
Take that.
What is the meaning of showing me that? It's to say the unnatural bulge on the pushcart is Mr. Cochin's body. You had the Steel Samurai wheel his body away from the real crime scene. Ah! What a guess. I wonder if you have any evidence to support it. Nope. I admit that for now it's but a hypothesis, however. You know who thought hypotheses were bullshit? Sir Isaac Newton. And if it wasn't for him, we'd be floating around right now, probably, or whatever. So I reject your hypothesis. If I can't prove it, then I'm afraid I must be on my way. I don't have any time to play with you people. I can only play with my nipple. I mean, metal. Sorry it took so long, Mr. Edgeworth, sir! Gummy? Detective Gumshoe. Is that the Steel Samurai's pushcart? Yes, sir! I found an open-air stage area. So that's where you went. The detective spirit the Pops left with me. I thought I'd follow my gut and go with it, sir. Want a hot dog? There's a lot of hot dogs in here. Kind of an unnatural lump shape all these hot dogs make. I feel like if you weren't too smart, you would have probably thought it was a body underneath. There was like a sheet or something covering all these hot dogs. You probably think it was a dead body, but no, it's just hot dogs. I'm here, me Gumshoe, to save the day. Mr. Edgeworth, is it worth anything to the case? Yes, it just might play a major role in solving this case, detective. I do like a little fist pump. Something isn't right. I thought the entire samurai family was an Alabast. Where exactly in the open-air stage did you find this pushcart? I found it lying there at the edge of the stage, sir. Let's leave that for now and examine the inside, detective. Yes, sir. It's cat soup, partner. Must be Mr. Cochin's blood. Which only goes to prove that Mr. Cochin's body was indeed transported by this pushcart. I believe you understand what this means, correct? You killed Mr. Cochin at this theater and then placed his body inside the pushcart. And then you used some sort of magic spell to transport it to the theater via some sort of water tunnel. You forced the Steel Samurai to unwittingly move the body for you. I forced him to move the body into Alabast. Preposterous. Nonsense! Ran out of hard drive space. Hee hee. What were we saying? Nonsense! Why would I bother to do such a thing? I deleted a bunch of old videos, but I hadn't actually cleaned out the recycle bin. So there was like still a bunch of space being taken up there. You were scheduled to make a speech in Alabast, meaning it was difficult for you to make a stop in Babylon. However, if you moved the body to Alabast, because it was your embassy, you could keep a eye on it and tamper with the evidence. And then you smuggled it out of Alabast somehow. I don't know how, but wouldn't it be cool if you had done that? No! If I can show you move the body from Alabast to Babylon, then I win. But you can't. The security between the two countries is incredibly tight. I'll be the one to judge whether I can or cannot prove it. I ask you to provide us with testimony regarding your movements after you return to Alabast. Miles Edgeworth, have you figured it out? Do you know how the body was moved? I mean, kind of, but not really. For some reason, the pool is connected to the theater, or the open air stage. Which, I mean, it could be that used to be, maybe that used to be a pool, or like a pond thing, and they were connected. But then Babylon was like, fuck it. Let's make a fucking stadium so we can do some dope shit instead of just being like, hey, look, there's some water. Honestly, I have nothing to support my hypothesis at this time. I don't believe I've made a mistake in my logic up to this point. Which means there's no question that can't be answered right. Pre-metallic statue was smuggled successfully through a brief flight through the air. Why shouldn't there be an answer as to how the body should moved? Which means there must be a logic flaw somewhere I can exploit. After I returned to Alabast, I had my picture taken with the Steel Samurai shaking hands. Then, just as I was about to start my speech, the Yatagarasu appeared. I feared for the national treasure, so I raced back to my office. That all? Yeah, that's all.
Objection!
It looks like you left out a few things, such as the murder of Damas 2. Furthermore, you left out the part about meeting with me in your office. Ah, those trifling matters. I don't believe I need to speak of those things again. I do so hate to waste time that I could be spent flicking my... What? Is not every life precious? No, some of you were born poor. Do you really need me to answer that for you?
Objection!
People like you cannot be allowed to wander freely through society. You better try hard, because I doubt you'll find a single contradiction. And I'll have you know, people like me, we don't just wander through society. We are society. He's really full of himself, isn't he? Yes, he is. How can you be so confident at a time like this? Don't be shy. Go ahead and ask whatever you'd like.
Hold it!
Why was it only with the Steel Samurai? I thought the Pink Princess was also around. I don't know what the fuck that is. The Pink Princess was suffering from a bad hip at the time, as the doctors recommended that she rest. Wow, so you do have a soft side after all. The pain of a bad hip? I suppose none of you can really understand how it feels. So you tend to strain your back as well, huh? Isn't that just because you're normally all hunched over? He did need to cue up the act no matter what, I suppose. Alright. The point of this is not to discuss my back problems. About 15 minutes after our handshake, I was in my office, preparing for the speech. And just as I was about to start my speech, the Yatagarasu appeared. I feared for the national treasures, so I raced back to my office. You were supposed to press after this sentence, dummy. That Yatagarasu was just a trick that you had set up. Ha ha ha. A most amusing joke. And how do you suppose I set it up? If you really want to know, I can explain it in detail for you. You arranged the spotlights in the Rose Garden so that when you were to take the stage, the audience would see the Yatagarasu shadow. Ah, interesting tale. Sadly, it has nothing to do with me. What's it gonna take for you to fess up to anything? Very well then, let's move on to a different question. After the Yatagarasu appeared, what was the state of the Rose Garden? Everyone took refuge inside the embassy. I even helped with the effort. And then once everyone was inside, well...
Hold it!
And what happened after you returned to your office? I don't want to keep on repeating this, however. Upon my return, I had the stroke of bad luck and bumped into Mask Man.
Objection!
And I don't want to keep on repeating this either. But his name was Damas 2. Or the second. Or Mark 2. Or Damask II, if you want to be sophisticated. Who cares what he was called? At the time he got the primitive statue that he was supposed to steal, it had already been swapped for the fake. Talk about an unlucky man being bludgeoned to death with a fake statue. Wait, did you? Well, wait, just gotta check. Was he killed with the fake statue? Because Babala's Fuck, man. Why did they write it like this? Alabahastian statue was real. And it had already been put in Babylon. So he would have had Alabahastian statue, which was used as a weapon and was fake. So I think he's telling the truth. Like I don't think that's like he slipped up and like had the statues wrong or something. Miss Von Karma's really letting her whip fly now. I think the scary parts are silence while she's doing it, partner. Must be the limit of patience as well. But physical attacks are meaningless here. Only evidence will suffice. I can't find a single flaw in his argument. At this rate, I won't be able to prove that he's actually guilty of anything. Well, we finished here. Miles Edgeworth. Can you not come up with how the body is into Babylon? Hey, you're the one lady's supposed to be all fucking perfect. Why don't you help us out there, Miss fucking Prosecutor? Yeah, I'd like Francesca to solve the level for me. Sir? Mr. Edgeworth? Even after proving so much. Is he gonna get away with it? If only Wright were here. Or maybe Larry. Maybe he could save us. It appears that we made it just in time. I knew it. I knew it. It would be a great honor if you would allow us to be your allies in battle. Evil magistrate, it's time for you to pay. It's the Steel Samurai. You are mistaken, for I am Steel Samurai Daddy, married man of Neo Old Tokyo. And this is Pink Princess Mommy. Edgy Poo. I must flee the country, Kay. I entrust the case to you. You have all the tools you need to win. Good luck. I'll see you in the next game. Farewell. The two people I want to see the least. Larry! What are you two doing here? Way to show your gratitude, Edgy. We just wanted to help Yeesh. I'm gonna get the bad guy with a single thrust of my samurai spear. Go away. How can you be so mean to us? All three of us can't lend a hand in this, how you treat us? Isn't this grand? Then I see they managed to find the Iron Infant. Does that really matter right now? Hey! Is it just me or is the Iron Infant completely soaked? Oh yeah. I found him at Babylon, but he was in the middle of the pool. Wait a second. Larry! Go back to what you just said. Huh? Oh, appears that we made it? Not that far back. Something about finding the Iron Infant in Babylon. You found it in a pool? I don't recall there being one in Babylon. Oh, that! Yeah, there's a secret cool guy pool. Only cool guys are invited. I guess you wouldn't have heard of it, Edgy. Well, I was in Alabasta the whole time. I got no idea how the Iron Infant wound up in Babylon. Thought I'd lost him in the Rose Garden. But I guess maybe this cute kid can swim, huh? What? Larry! You lost the Iron Infant in the Rose Garden? Are you sure about that? Yep, I'm sure. Now, granted, I'm lying all the time, so I don't really know if you can use my word as evidence. But I found him in... That's enough, Larry. The Iron Infant, the very lost and managed to move between the two countries. Furthermore, the Iron Infant was found soaked in the middle of a pool? This is what I've been looking for. It's another smuggling route between the countries. The key to the route the Iron Infant took to travel from Alabasta to Babylon is... symmetry, I guess? That's right. Embassy was built with bilateral symmetry in mind. Detective Gumshoe. So I was right. There was a pool there and they constructed a stage over it. Yes, sir. There's a location I wish for you to examine post-haste. And that is where I believe the route used to smuggle Mr. Cochin's body lies. Does something like that really exist, sir? An embassy built on bilateral symmetry? Meaning that this is where we need to examine. I don't know, right around there.
Take that!
Yes, sir. I'll be back before you know it. I didn't really find shit there, partner. There's just the stage. There is a pool here. Is that important? It's too late. Doesn't matter what you do. It's all a waste of time.
Not so fast!
Yeah, just stay here with us and wait. This is Edgeworth. Mr. Edgeworth, it's here, sir. There's a reservoir here, just like in the Rose Garden. Just as I suspected. What is it? The two sides of this embassy are mirror images of each other. Which means that there is also a pool at the corresponding location on the Babalee side. Seems like a bit of a security oversight. Mr. Cochin's body was moved into Babalaw through the pool in Alabas. Avoiding the topic of the sorry, I skipped my own dialogue. My bad. Avoiding the topic of the vague answer like that is unbecoming of a prosecutor. If you don't mind, I'd like to see more physical proof. The Iron Infant's positively soaked with water. Why do you think that is? Because he was fished out of a pool, and not just any pool. It was the Babalee's pool. I think it's pretty obvious at this point what must be the truth. Water reservoirs in the two courtyards are connected. And where's your proof the two sides are connected? The proof is right there before your eyes. In the pudding. I mean the half-drowned Iron Infant. But also the pudding. This blasted doll! Mr. Edgeworth, I'm back. Hey, don't tell me you guys figured everything out without me. We did. Thanks to this hero of justice's son. Even if he is just a doll, he managed to help foil the... Hey, Mr. Prosecutor, look, I don't want to say this, but, kind of unlikely the body just happened to passed on through the Babalaw. Guy's a doll and he's small. I can believe he made it, but, he has a point. Yes, that's right. I'm glad someone here understands. Mr. Edgeworth, you're going to next propose that a dead body can swim through a pipe. You see, Mr. Prosecutor, one chase after this man, or I chase after this man is far from over. I hope it's not far from over. I'm okay with it not being over, but can we at least be somewhat close to being over? Because like we're actually almost to this case is almost longer than the rest of the game, which is like too much. Because I think we started it on like part 30, and this is like 45. It may have even been like part 20 something. Why is he helping Mr. Alba out now? He's not. He knows the flaw in my argument is helping move the logic along. In which case I should return the favor and find an answer. And another thing. The coach's body was found in the office in Babalaw. What happened to his body after it was transported to the open-air stage? So Alba had an accomplice in Babalaw, remember? I mean, she not, right? Oh yeah, we started this on part 28. I was looking it up while we were reading the dialogue. Yeah, part 28 was the first video on this chapter. We've almost been on it for 20 videos, which is like, I mean, it's literally like a third of the game, or a little bit over a third of the game by the time we're done, which is crazy. I mean, she not, right? With her there, you can see how it's possible to move the body up to the office. Are you seriously claiming that she swam through the connecting pipe with the body? That's right, Miss Shinawa would drown if she did that. Also, I mean, like... Because, I mean, I thought that too, but that was kind of like, well, wouldn't they notice her being, like, wet as hell? Walking around? It's hard to imagine she swam through the connecting pipe. Because not like we ever found any, like, wet clothes or, like, a wetsuit or anything. You know? That she could have, like, had on over her clothes or anything. Looks like a thought about the body was moved to still only half-baked. In the end, it's all just befuddled musings of an accusatory man. I believe you should give up and allow me passage. Because from the start, there was no feasible method of transporting the body. What? Mr. Prosecutor, call Shina's movements. What's happened in the embassy around the time as Shina was in Babala? Well, there was a fire. I mean, I guess the fire could have dried out her clothes, but that's not really how that works. But then that's still... Oh, there's a way to get rid of the water in the pool. Get rid of the water? Oh, I guess you could... I mean, I know they just said the water got lowered, but... I don't know if you'd be able to get rid of all of it. Maybe. Because, yeah, I mean, I guess they would have used some of the water for putting out the fire. But I don't know if it would be enough to... Like, you would still get wet. Get rid of the water. That's it! I believe this time we really are done, right? Unfortunately from you, it's far from over, Mr. Alba. You are a most persistent man. Are you saying you've thought of a way to move the body through the water? Move the body through the water? That's completely unrelated to how it was done. Excuse me. The reason I say that is because there wasn't any water in there at the time. I just have a hard time buying they took all the water out. Because it's not like, because I mean... You know, unless it's like hooked up to the sprinklers or some shit, which I mean, I guess is possible, but they never said anything. As far as I could tell, they were putting out the water with like buckets. You're only going to be able to take out so much water manually like that. What do you mean there wasn't any water? That's what it sounds like. The night's events made it possible to drain the water, allowing the body to be moved.
Take that!
Tonight, the Yatagratsu set fire to a variety of locations in the Babalese embassy. Whenever the fire's out, much of the reservoir's water was used. Of course, when the water was used, the reservoir's water levels went down. If enough water was drained, the connecting pipe could be used to traverse the border. They're like, yeah, sure, whatever, I'll roll with it. So what? Water level went down, the reservoirs were connected. Any of this matter? You can't prove any of this. Pretending to be ignorant won't work with me. We both know what kind of situation we're in right now. Even in a game, there comes a critical game-changing moment. A moment in which you hit a wall that you must overcome in order to beat the game. Yeah, some fucking wall, like they're like, oh, use the... When am I gonna use the damn guitar pick? That's the real question. When am I using this shit? Is this stuff like, is it literally like, oh, we forgot to do something with it? Because we imagined the prompt and then said, oh no, actually it's not going to be the guitar pick, it's going to be the fucking knife? Which is like fine, I guess, but like I'm a little still pissed slightly. I mean, honestly, I'm a little bit more just mad at myself for not noticing it, but I haven't lost yet. I found the route to use to smuggle the body and the route that will lead to your defeat. Even if all the water was used for the firefighting effort, you still can't really call that a smuggling, right? I know that. Eh! Should have figured that you'd notice. Hey, Mr. Alba! How deep are these pools anyway? Have you know these pools are extremely deep. And there are no ladders or footholds along the walls either. It'd be difficult for she not to hold the body and climb up out of the pool. Ladders or footholds along the wall? There's no need for such a thing. Yeah, I don't actually know what we're going for. Because if we're claiming they drained all the water, because I mean, if you just drained it like most of the way, then yeah, you could like drop the body, have it kind of like float and pass through the passageway that way, and then wait for the water to refill back up to take it to the top. But that doesn't really make sense because we're claiming all the water was gone and the timeline wouldn't match up. Because the water didn't like completely fill back up until like a good bit after the fires. So I don't actually know what we're going for here. If one were to use a certain something, they could go up or down in the pool at will. Certain something. A guitar pick. I mean, there's our wire. I mean, Sheena did have the wire at the end of the day. Oh, Lizzie got an answer already. Yep, definitely got an answer already. Apropos of nothing at all. I'm just gonna save my game real quick. Well, what are you waiting for, Mr. Prosecutor? Enlighten us already. Can I get like a slight more of a hint? The way in which Miss Sheena and the body were able to rise up to ground level. If there was a way to control the water level, that could be the way the body was moved. A way to control the water level. A way to control the water level? I mean, there's the fountain spouts. But, I mean, the problem with this is that we know the water didn't get up to this level until well after the murder. But I guess I mean, it doesn't really make sense, but it makes enough sense that I feel okay clicking it.
Take that!
Mr. Alba used the fountain spouts in a matter of speaking. Use the fountain spouts? How so? Water level in the pools can be controlled by opening and closing the spouts. But like, isn't it automatic? Because they automatically turned on the one time we saw them activate. Miss Sheena and the body were lifted upward by their buoyancy in water. And there's still the issue of like nobody saw Sheena walking around soaking wet. So if she was actually getting in the water. And then there's like, you know, so if Sheena, like the whole reason she's over there is to put the body there. What the hell was she doing when Kay sees her, you know? Like she had already been there that earlier and then was just going back, but why would she be going back if she'd already planted the body? Because it's not like she had the body with her at that time. Because Kay would have definitely noticed that. She's not a dummy. And Sheena would have been soaking wet. These were all set in motion for the sake of smuggling Mr. Cochin's body. Shall I show you where the final destination of my train of logic leads? First, Mr. Alba closed the fountain spouts in advance in preparation of things to come. Then he took the pushcart that was brought to the Rose Garden and pushed it along with the Iron Infant and Mr. Cochin's body into the pool. At this time, Miss Sheena was busy conveniently starting the first fire in Babalov. She then made for the open-air stage's pool to wait for the firefighting effort to begin. When the firefighters used the water in that pool, the water level went down. Okay, apparently they did use it like that. By the time the fire was put out, the pipe between the two pools was exposed. This is when she pushed the pushcart from Alabas into Babalov. Once that was accomplished, Mr. Alba simply opened the fountain spouts once more. And the water level rose up to its original level along with Miss Sheena and the body. What if the cart wouldn't rise up? Because it's too heavy or something. I don't know. After that, Miss Sheena used the pushcart to carry the body up to the Secretariat's office. I mean, I don't know. It just seems a little unplausible. She'd be able to push the fucking soaking wet cart around while she's soaking wet and nobody would notice her, especially when they're like all in a panic trying to put out the fire. Like, are they, you know, still investigating and shit? Like, even with her small frame, she could have easily transported Mr. Cochin's body. And that wraps up my thorough explanation of how the body was moved. I mean, I don't know. To have that be like the final big reveal, it's like, I don't know. I give it like a B-, where like the logic is easy to understand and makes sense to a degree, but it also seems like really implausible. That like she wouldn't have been seen, or nobody would have like, there wouldn't have been some other hint that that had happened beforehand, you know? Well, ex-Ambassador Alba, what do you think? Not so untouchable without your precious extraterritorial rights to protect you, are you? I knew you could do it, Mr. Edgeworth. Way to fight back. My guitar pick? I still haven't used my guitar pick. You accuse me of moving the body across country lines. Get down to the nitty-gritty. You don't have what it takes to indict me. The nitty-gritty? What does this old man want now? Proof, I believe, is what he seeks. Yes, proof. Not any who's to say whether or not any of what you said really happened. He wants proof? What are we gonna do, Mr. Edgeworth? There's no need to worry. Got all the proof we need all along. The body wasn't the only thing to go through the pool's connecting pipe tonight. Just as Detective Gumshoe found the pushcart in the open-air stage, so too did I find one other... Okay, so now we can use a guitar pick, I guess? But didn't we find it in the Rose Garden? Oh, no, we found it in the open-air stage. I've been thinking we found that in the Rose Garden. And that piece of evidence is what will prove that the pools were the smuggling route. Will it? I mean, I guess. This was another thing that was smuggled over the Babalaw's open-air stage.
Take that!
What exactly is this? You have no idea, do you? This little piece that I found on the Babalese side will be your undoing. This little fucking piece of shit right here, I hate it, but it will destroy you. Guitar pick. You could explain how this is going to do me in, as it were. Much to your chagrin, perhaps, but this is not a guitar pick. This is something I found at the open-air stage, which was transported with the body. Naturally assumed you'd recognize it, since you took a photo with it after all. But since you don't allow me to show you what this fragment from the stage area belongs to.
Take that!
Now let's take a good look at the murder weapon that was used to kill Manny Cochin. On the handle of this knife there is a beautifully blossoming flower. It would appear that it's missing a single petal. Let's see what happens when we try and fit this pick in that open slot. It's a perfect fit! I assume the petal must have fallen off of the flower during Mr. Cochin's murder. And then it was accidentally placed into the pushcart along with Mr. Cochin's body. That's an interesting story. Nothing more.
Objection!
Yeah, I assure you it's more than just a story. Because for some odd reason this flower petal was wet when I found it. It's wet, you say. I mean, you're just saying that shit. You could be making it up. You got no proof that it was wet. It's your word against mine. And since it's not like my nose grows any longer when I lie, there's no way to know which one of us tells the truth. Yes, and the only place it could have gotten wet is from the open-air stage pool. Now I ask you, how did a part of the weapon which was smuggled into the theater wind up on the open-air stage on the Babalee side of the embassy? Don't think I need to waste any words explaining this, as the petal explains it all for me. Proves that someone went from the Rose Gardens pool on through into Babalol. People are saying far been waiting to see you face to face, Mr. Alba. I'll tell everyone back home we'll be there soon. You should be happy. What? Why? It's a little late to be asking that question. You should have known from the very beginning. When you took your first life. No matter how you may plot or how you may try and cover it up. What are you talking about? When I took my first life, it was defending the royal family. I killed some democratic fucking revolutionaries, and I got a medal out of that bitch. You can never hide from your crime and what you've done. Because we're here to see it to it that justice is served to people like you. You can't call what you've given a perfect argument. Use the P word. You know, I don't think this guy's gonna ever admit to his wrongdoings, Mr. Edgeworth. Because he values himself above all else. People who can't be negotiated with, or people who refuse to admit when they've lost. I don't believe those kind of people really exist, because everyone breaks eventually. Right. In that case, I have no choice to use all the evidence I have. What haven't we used? The only thing we haven't used? Fucking hot dog. Hot dog. We ain't used the hot dog. We've been waiting all year to get the hot dog out, and we're gonna unveil it and its delicious power, and he'll be like, oh my god. What will I do? I'll confess. If it means I get that delicious hot dog. We haven't used this either. Because, I mean, the hot dog staying in our inventory after everything else has been culled is... I don't know if it's just going to be like, you know, the classic prompt at the end of the case where they kind of ask you like, hey, you know, to present something random. Like, it's, you know, we're going to be at the end of the case and we're going to talk to Larry and he's like, boy, howdy, I sure wish I had something. And then he's going to be like, I got just the thing for you. And then it opens up the evidence menu and then we present the hot dog. I use it all until he breaks under the weight of his crimes. So, Albert, I request you testify once more. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. Same thing as from a couple videos ago. This seems like we're getting into the actual final testimony because we have very little evidence left to use. If things end in the next 30 to 40 minutes, we'll just have like a 90-minute long finale. If it takes longer than that, the next we'll start the finale now.